Hello everyone and welcome back to another Storytime video. And today I am going to talk about the first football game that I went to at the high school, college, and NFL level. Now, uh, the first high school game and the first football game that I remember ever attending, I was uh 9 years old, and my grandmother took me to a high school football game. I didn't know it at the time, but that would end up being the high school that I would end up going to. I never played football in high school, but uh, I remember playing with some kids there though. Um, and you know how you kind of have this is gonna be hard for me to describe, but you know how you have like in between the field and kind of the stands, you have like a little no man's area that's a little fenced in. Well, we were all playing with a little football um in that area, and I think the home team won. The high school that I ended up going to later on. Um, and I remember a couple of years later going to another game there. Uh, I think they might have been playing the same opponent, but I think they won as well. Um, which sucks. Well, it doesn't suck that they won, but it I don't want to say it hurts, but it sucks looking back at times where that high school that I ultimately went to, one when I was 9 and 11, because 5 years later, when I was at that high school, the team absolutely sucked. The team went through a coach my freshman year of high school, went through a coach my sophomore and junior years of high school, and went through a third coach my senior year of high school, and then they fired that coach that they had my senior year of high school a couple years after I graduated. And then they hired another guy. But anyway, so that was kind of attending the high school games. I did go to a couple. I did go to several high school games when I was in high school, especially in my freshman and sophomore years. Before I started working in high school, so there was no way in food service that I was getting a Friday night off. Uh, I didn't request for it, but I just did not think there was a good chance that I could have gotten Friday night off. So, and I have gone to a high school game or two since I've graduated high school, but I haven't been to a game there in a long time. I should go to a game there at some point this season. I should attend a game there at some point this year, just see if I recognize any former teachers or any former classmates or uh, anybody that I would know there. Um, as well as hoping that the high school would actually be good. But anyway, so the first college football game I went to was when my sister was actually at a she was at a small college. Well, the school wasn't small, but the football program was at a small in-state school. Now that was cool. That was a lot more cool than attending the high school games. I think I went to a couple games when my sister was a student at that school, and I think uh, I think they lost both times. I know they got blown out the one time, but I think they lost both times. So, I mean, it sucked watching them lose, but it was a fun time. And then I've been to a few NFL games. I've talked about going to a Panthers game before, and that was really cool. That was not the first NFL game I went to. The first NFL game that I went to was for a different team, and the home team gave up a massive lead to the road team, actually. Um, so it sucked if you were part of the home team, but I'm glad that uh I still got to go to the game. Now, I love football, but I'm not I do not necessarily jump for joy at the opportunity to go to a football game. Let's see. I've been to 5 NFL games and 3 different stadiums, by the way. Uh, I've been to 2 different college games, and I've been to like 10 to 15 high school games. Now, part of the reason why I say that I'm not exactly excited to attend football games, especially Saturdays or Sundays, is that college games and NFL games, especially, are just really, really expensive to attend. And there's also the aspect of I can't I can't keep track of like 4 different football games that are going on at the same time if I am watching or if I am at a particular football game. Like I'm a South Carolina fan for college. If I go to a South Carolina Clemson game, especially if they play at noon, I can't watch Michigan and Ohio State. I can't keep track of that. Like there's times where I like to kind of watch 2 or 3 games at the same time, especially if there's a lot of commercials going on at the time. And if I'm watching a particular game at the stadium, I can't do that. I can't keep track of other games that are going on. So that's part of it, but also it's a big financial burden. Like It's just so, it costs so much. And that's not even counting, like, if you need to travel to a game. It's just so expensive. And, I mean, I I love football, but I believe only about 2% of NFL fans actually go to the games. And I don't think there's any problem with that or with the other 98% that don't go to games. I think everybody is well within their rights to spend their money however they want. I just don't think that I want to make the financial commitment to potentially traveling to have to see a game. I mean, if it's the high school that I went to, then fine. Fine. Because I wouldn't need to really book a hotel or do a flight or do whatever. I could just go down there to where I used to go to high school and just attend a game for cheap. I don't know how much it is now, but I don't remember how much it was when I wasn't a student. So after I graduated. Yeah, they don't offer discounts to graduates or people that graduated the high school. It'd be nice, but uh, I can imagine that if I went there, here in like a week or two or whenever the season started, I bet you that tickets would be under $20. And it's definitely a lot cheaper than college or in the NFL, where the tickets are going to be so much more than that. Especially if you go to like a major uh, college football stadium like South Carolina. I mean, I don't know how much tickets for a South Carolina game would be, but I think they're a little more expensive than $20. I think they would be a little more expensive than $20. Just something tells me that that's the case. But yeah, that's the story of me going to my first high school, college, and NFL games. But yeah, I don't think anybody's wrong in going to a football game. I just don't. It's just not exactly for me. Um, because of a financial standpoint. Like, I'm not broke. Thankfully, I'm not broke, but I don't have money to toss around to go to games like college and NFL games. I don't have the kind of money to throw at that. And even if I did, I still probably wouldn't do that because I would still want to be able to watch other games on TV. And plus, the concessions there, don't even get me started on those prices. Don't even get me started on those prices. But yeah, that will do it for me today. And CS guys, I do believe that will do it for this storytime video and Sonic storytime video. I will see you later. Goodbye, guys. Thank you all for watching.